And we're back. Okay, we're going to talk about fallacies now. Now, this is another thing you cannot do in your writing. You cannot use logical fallacies. Now, fallacy comes to us from the late 15th century, meaning deception or false statement. This is from the Latin fallacia, meaning deception, deceit, trick, artifice. Do not spell it any way other than Fallace or Fallacy. If you spell it with a PH, you are taking it from the Greek phallus, meaning penis. I've seen this error one too many times. Tell me about things that are deceptive. Do not tell me about penises. The definition of fallacy is a deceptive, misleading, false notion, etc. The world being flat was at one time a popular fallacy, and what we're finding is it's on the rise again. Yeah. Misleading, unsound arguments, deceptive, misleading, false nature, erroneous. Now, in logic, any of various types of erroneous reasoning that render arguments logically unsound. We're going to talk about types of these, of all of these. So, our types of fallacy. I will go through the types first, and then we'll give examples at the end. First, we have the appeal to ignorance. This is when one individual uses another's lack of information as proof of being right. Then we have the appeal to authority, properly called argumentum verecundia. This is crediting the argument to an authority in order to give trustworthiness to the argument. Next, we have the appeal to popular opinion. This states something must be true because the belief is widely held. The association fallacy is also known as guilt by association. This is when someone connects a thought to someone or something negative so as to infer blame on another. Next is attacking the person, properly called argumentum ad hominem. Instead of a proper argument, a personal attack is issued forth. Begging the question is when the conclusion is accepted as a statement of inquiry. Circular argument is circulus in probando. This is when an argument takes evidence from within the argument itself rather than from an external source. The relationship implies causation fallacy, which happens to be the most fun of them to say. This one is, try it. Pause the video after I've pronounced it and try it yourself. It's actually kind of fun. It's cum hoc ergo propter hoc. It's a lot of fun. Try it. This occurs when two events which occur consecutively, one being accepted to have caused the other. In science, we know it as correlation does not imply causation. In logic, it is cum hoc ergo propter hoc. Relationship does not imply causation. Just remember that. One thing happening after another thing does not mean the first thing caused it. Then we have the false dilemma, or dichotomy. This is when someone presents an argument so that only two possibilities exist. The illogical conclusion is when someone attests a conclusion that does not follow the suggestion of the argument. The slippery slope occurs when a minor event is made to seem as though it will unavoidably prompt some major repercussions. And the syllogism fallacy is used to form incorrect conclusions, which are odd. So now we have some examples. The appeal to ignorance. It goes something like this. You cannot prove that aliens are not living in the center of the earth, so therefore it is true. The appeal to authority. Einstein believed in aliens. Do you think you're smarter than Einstein? The appeal to popular opinion. Many people bought this brand of coffee, so it has to be the best. The association fallacy. Hitler was a vegetarian, therefore you cannot trust vegans. Attacking the person. Ignore what my opponent says, he is a moron. Begging the question. If you didn't steal my cookies, who did? Now, The way this one works is it's making assumptions, and you can see it there. First of all, it assumes that I had cookies. It also assumes that my cookies no longer exist. It also assumes that my cookies were stolen, and it also assumes that if they were stolen, it must have been you. That's too many assumptions. Circular argument. I accept that Fruit Loops is the best cereal. It says so right there on the box. Relationship implies causation fallacy. I saw a black cat 5 minutes before I broke my leg. Bad cats, black cats cause bad fortune. The false dilemma or dichotomy. If you don't vote for me, you're a traitor to your nation. Illogical conclusion. All El Pasoans are Americans. Joe is not from El Paso. Therefore, he is not an American. The slippery slope. Okay, now this one was actually spoken by a U.S. Senator on the floor of the United States Senate something like 20 years ago. For the record, that dude is still in the United States Senate. So, here was his slippery slope. If we allow homosexual marriage, what comes next? Marriage to dogs? I'm sure you can see why that's a problem. Syllogism fallacy. All ducks swim. That bird is swimming, so it must be a duck. None of these types of fallacies, and none of the lies from the previous lecture, should ever appear in your writing. If you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to get a hold of me. You know